I think even Trump supporters are fine with these sort of trolling, cry more liberals kind of moves when there's a lot of accomplishments happening, but there haven't been many major moves in the past few months. I mean, there's been the DOJ coming out and saying they're not going to pursue cases that have disparate impact liability anymore under civil rights law, which I think is a huge win. But outside of that, there's been a lot of calls for the president to focus his attention on domestic politics, to tackle the affordability crisis, and to take Americans' concerns seriously. And instead, he's been calling it a hoax and basically saying the economy is A plus 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 plus. Everybody knows that it's not. And so you can't get away with this trolling, everything's named after Trump in gold now when you're not handling the basics.
I agree with that. And in fact, just yesterday on the show, I was talking in a different context about some of the polling that shows that people now believe that the economy, for example, that Trump is much more primarily responsible for the economy than former President Biden, who Trump
because he's been so defensive about it.
Right, exactly, and he's making all those arguments. And this was a Fox News poll that also showed many more people believe they have been hurt by Trump's economic policies than have been helped by them. So I think that is obviously a problem. On the point of the Kennedy Center, I do agree that putting his name on it puts off probably a significant number of its existing client base, and the bet is that they can increase attendance from other quarters. There was a report in the Washington Post a while back, which I know Rick Vinnell disputed pretty vigorously. The Post's report was that ticket sales had fallen by 43%. Now, there may be more individual shows within that do have a wider appeal. I have been to the Kennedy Center a very small number of times in my life, all predating the Trump presidency. My basic assumption is that the demographic from which its most frequent clients are drawn is not a Trump supporting demographic, to say the very least. So to see, I think that could have some ramifications there.